It had always kind of been there as a rental only division. And then a year after, and I needed the year with CG to get up to speed with, all the things that were on my plate there. So after a year, Kansas Property Solutions, it evolved from just a rental to KPS. And we're not like CG members. We would be from a business standpoint, we'd be like a select level member, right? We focus really on one or two channels. We go really deep on those one or two channels, and we've done a lot of other stuff that we've wasted money with. But we're a small operation. I don't want it to really scale beyond that. It's a wealth builder long term,
right? Which is really the purpose.
Exactly.
When did you join CG?
2018. So
2018.
In this, what is it? 2023. 18. So this 5 years in August.
Yeah. So when we met, you were still. I mean, you were
about a year in, I think. Because you've been with us for 4.
I joined. I think probably
2019
because of COVID.
But it was before COVID.
It was like COVID was like starting to become a big deal.
Was it? I thought your first meeting was like December of 19.
20.
So it was March of 2020?
I joined in April of 2020.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought for some reason you joined before then. But yes, April of 2020, it changed our entire model.
Yeah.
Because we needed to go membership. If you joined April of 2020 in the past, or April in the past, you would have to wait until the next meeting to really truly take advantage of it. But that changed our business model for the better,
Definitely.
quite frankly.
Okay, so what was your first role then at Collective Genius?
First role, it was kind of rolled up into kind of what we have now as a member concierge, which was going to evolve into membership. My title was membership director. But I wasn't taking consults at that point. It took I think Jason finally handed over after 30 days. It was going to be 90, but we made it a 30-day. And also I headed up I created the ambassador program was there, but it wasn't evolved. Not a lot of process to it. And mainly just getting to know members as much as I can and make connections. It was really out of the gates, it was connection specialist.
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
Given your skill set.
Absolutely. And hence the reason I could not turn the opportunity down. It's in real estate. It's actually what I love. I love waking up to do. When I get a text message and I can think, I can connect that person with Steve Trang because what ails them right now, Dr. Steve over here can cure them of it, right? That, I get emotional when I even think about it. The changes the trajectory of how that can change someone's business just by connecting them, it was exactly what I wanted to do.
Gotcha.
And the sad part is, I still do it. I just do less of it because we have more resources within the organization now.
Yeah.
But my OGs are still, my OG CGs are still, reaching out to me.
I'm texting you.
Yes, exactly, exactly. My friends that have been with me about the same amount of time, that I knew as a member prior to, still reach out to me for those connections.
So you were there, because I think it's kind of grown explosively, right? Like in the last few years.
The last 2.5, call it almost 3 now, is the growth came from the tiered system.
Yeah.
We didn't have tiers. When I joined in 15, we had one group. As a member, when I joined, we had one group. It was 80 some odd members, 4 meetings a year, no trainings in between. And so it was all you needed and more, because you needed a full quarter to just implement one of those things that you learned, because the business was so evolving at that time. I remember when I started in real estate, you didn't exist as a podcast.
Nope.
I wish you did, because my learning curve would have been a lot less. I wish you were born younger or earlier. Man, there was only like a couple podcasts, a couple books out there. The Keller Williams Flip book was out there. There wasn't a lot of information available like it is today. So I remember those rooms going in there, and it was truly a fire hydrant that you were drinking out of. Not that it's changed. It's just there's more information readily available.
Yeah.
And so when I came on board, it was 4 meetings. And and one group. And we only catered to the elite level real estate investor in the United States. Single family, multifamily, landlords, flippers, wholesalers wasn't really a thing at that time. People were doing it, but it wasn't their main core business.
It was not it wasn't necessarily, what's the word I'm looking for? A model that people were pursuing.
Right. Right, because most people back then felt like you left a lot of meat on the bone if you wholesaled or signed something. Assignments were for commercial agents. Yeah. It's very, very popular and made popular in commercial, assigned contracts of commercial things. But it was something that people did because another investor said, hey, I saw you got that house. I really want it. How much would you sell it to me for? That's generally what you would see at that time. And so most of the gives were related to fix and flip, fixing and flipping in multiple markets, which I don't advise. Some people can do it, but very few. It was a lot of that. It was a lot of marketing, what's consistently working. Podio was introduced in 2015 to the real estate world in a meeting in CG. Traction was, I remember I was in the meeting when Traction was introduced to real estate investors, and it started, spreading like crazy.
Yeah.
I hated Podio, but everyone successful that I knew in CG was using it, right? So we got to figure it out because they're successful. That's the thing I love about the community. I know I'm jumping up here a little bit, but that's one of the biggest things I love about the community is generally you have a 1 or 2 year start on most of your competition, and back then especially because it was 80 people roughly that were mostly doing fix and flip, and it was to scale. All those people now I look back, most of them are the monsters in the group now when it comes to size.
If you enjoyed that clip, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss an upload.